Hello, everybody. We're going to be building a React application from scratch, a neighborhood application from scratch using vanilla JavaScript. This is really exciting. This project is the last project to complete the nano degree front end developer program, and you get to build it from scratch. That is the beauty, and you get to learn a lot. Um, I'm going to go ahead and show you the final project that I submitted and passed, and that would summarize what the requirement is for the project. Okay, so let's see what I did, what the final product would look like. I mean, in terms of functionality. Um, so this is my project. I called it Ken's Cafe. I think that is really cool. But anyway, considering my name is Kendi, um, now the app is basically a neighborhood application. It shows locations of cafes, so where I can go, available locations in my area where I can go get internet for free. Okay, um, and the application. Let's look at how what is happening here. We have we have a menu, the header, right? We have an header. It contains the title and it contains the menu here. If I click on this menu, um, it toggles the div that I have right here, and we have a map showing the markers of each location. Basically, you should be able to click on a marker, and you see the info window. Kind of basic, but it gives you the idea. Um, and you can actually click on a marker right here, and it kind of like um, triggers the info window of that um, marker, the location to show up. Okay, and you can filter. So I can filter by locations, and you see that's kind of like in real time. um, um, and it's responsive. So you got to make it responsive. So basically, um, it's also one of the requirements to make it responsive. And the other requirement is to be able to use it offline. Okay, service worker. But I feel like it's exciting, and the cool thing is it's the only project to get to start from scratch. So it's a great learning opportunity. So now, when I got this project, right, looking at the requirement, the first thing I want to do is to have a design. Okay, so I came up with the kind of like a structure of how I want to go ahead and build this React application. And already you know that React, it's got to think in components. So it's very important to have a goal in mind. I can't emphasize this enough. A lot of people get requirement and they jump right into the code, and it's proven that you tend to waste more time. I mean, at least for me, I like to have a mental frame of where I want to go, or what I'm trying to achieve. So let's look at how we break the application down into components. So here I have the parent component. So I call it the app component. And inside the app component, right, I have the header. Okay, I have the header, I have the title here, and I have the menu here. I kind of like an icon to toggle my list. So So I have a header component, and I have another component called content. Okay, content component. Inside the content component, I have the map itself, and I have a list. Okay, a list component, and my list is going to contain all the locations, like you were seeing here, all these locations, and my map contains the marker. We don't have a folder. I mean, it's fine. Um, so this is going to guide me through how I go about designing or implementing my application. So as the first step, guys, make sure you start uh, with this, knowing where you are going. So now the next step is we're going to go ahead and initialize our React app, and get this project started. One thing you should note is, I mean, there are a couple of APIs, but we're going to be making use of. For me, made use of Google Map API and Foursquare API, okay, to get my locations data. So let's get it started. Let's go ahead and create a React application. So I'm going to go to desktop. So let's go to desktop. And let's make a folder called okay, so let's just create React app. Let's create React app. I'm gonna call it neighborhood app. I'm gonna call it 2. Okay. Okay, it's done, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove cd into that folder, and then we'll do npm install. So where do I start actually? I'm just gonna walk you through what we basically have here. We have our app.js, we have all this stuff. Now, there are a bunch of stuff we don't need that I'll probably get rid of. I'm going to get rid of, like all of this stuff we don't need. We need the app.css because we want to style our application. But we don't need all of this stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and we need the app. I'm just going to go ahead and delete all of this stuff. Okay. And there is nothing. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I kind of have a picture of what my app should look like. Okay, but I am curious actually to get the map loaded first. I'm very curious. So what I'm going to do first is I'll keep this the way it is, and then just kind of like work on the map. So that's going to be the next step we're going to do, is to load the map script. And it's exciting that Google has an excellent documentation on how to go about using their API. Okay, an excellent documentation. The only thing is this is not customized for React. Okay, this is just basic JavaScript app where you get to include your script tag, HTML, your index HTML. So we have a index HTML here. So sadly though, we cannot just basically copy this and put it here. We can't do that because we have a key here and we have a callback function, and you can just write a callback function here. There is a bunch of libraries you can use, but I'm going to stick with vanilla JavaScript. We're going to do this ourselves. So that's where I'm going to start from. And then once I get that functionality done, then I go ahead and restructure to meet the the structure that I want, right? Kind of like build up my components. So let's follow this example. And the basic example that we have here, you would see that we have a script tag, and um, and this script loaded, and you have your API key, which you can always do by registering your app with Google, and you get an API key. I'm not going to go into that details, um, but this is the more interesting one, where you get to um, create your function, right? The callback function. So let's go ahead and do that. It's a little bit tricky, but you get the idea. We're gonna go ahead and build a script with JavaScript. Okay, so from my app.js, I want to be able to load, right? I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to call init map. So I'm just gonna go and say init map, right? And in my init map, there's this basic. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this just to start with. You need to have something like this, right? Your map, but this map, um, let's go ahead and define it here. Now, one other thing is, you see now it's complaining that we don't have Google defined, okay, and it's because we don't have this script loaded yet, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a function called load script, okay. So what do I want to do in load script, okay? First, the question is how do I even create this tag? How do I create this? We're gonna create it using JavaScript. So I'm gonna just say create map script here, right? Let's do that. And what we want to do is want to build this out. So so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say let map script, okay, map script equals to, now this is JavaScript. All right, I assume we already know how to do this. We're gonna create this element, and then we want to go ahead and add. So you see we have source attribute, we have um, async attribute, we have differ, right? We're gonna keep it the same. So we're gonna go ahead and say map script, okay, dot source equals to what? It equals to all of this. Okay, that is the source right here. And then we're gonna add another attribute to it, and we're gonna add async and differ. So async, we're just gonna set this to true, and then we're gonna do the same to differ equals to true, okay, and we're gonna return the map script, okay. Now you do need to have your API, okay. So let's say const API key, let's just define it here, equals to something. We come back to it, and right here we pass in our API key. Let's call it API key. Oops. Okay, and since now we have our create map script, so here we're just gonna go ahead and add this script to our to our we're gonna add it to our index, our page here, right? So we want to add it here. So we're gonna play some trick right there. And what do we want to do? We want to go ahead and um, call this function to get the script and to get the element. So I'm going to say let script element or call it map script or whatever. let it equal to our create map script. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and get all the script, okay, all the script tags, right? We're going to go ahead and get all the script tags from the page. Okay, so you can see we have script tags here. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and get all the script tags, all the script elements that are on the page, and we want to go ahead and insert ours, right? So we're going to go ahead and get the first one, and then we insert ours into that position. So I'm going to go ahead and say scripts on page, okay, equals to let's go ahead and get it. We're gonna say get elements by tag name, and we call this script, okay. And now we're gonna say scripts on page, the parent. Now we want to get the parent one, okay, the parent node. So basically the parent node is going to be the body, right? So parent, and then we do insert before. So we get the parent node, and then we go ahead and insert a child, right? Go ahead and insert the child script. Now we insert it to if you go ahead and check the method definition, the API, you're gonna pass the new child, which is the script element we're trying to add, and then we're gonna tell it the reference child. So we want to insert it before the scripts on page, okay. The first one before the first script on page, okay. Because this is going to give you a list, right? So we're going to get the first one, and then we insert our own script on it, okay. So this is what we're going to do now. This is interesting because we're gonna define. So you can see that Google is not defined. React doesn't know what this variable is, right? It doesn't know it within its context. So, but we know that we want to have it on our. It's gonna be on a window, right? The Windows context. So we're gonna go ahead and say right here that it's gonna be windows.google.maps. I'm gonna go ahead and call load script here, okay, and this is gonna get loaded and before when we call the render function, right, when we try to load the component. The other thing is that we need to have a div that have an ID of map. So here I'm just gonna go and say ID equals to map, and let's look at what we have. So we're getting an error here. It says scripts on page, parent node, insert before, right? cannot read property insert before of undefined. And why is that undefined? Okay, so let's find out why. Okay, so if you look at our body, right, it's going to be the parent. We have children, we have the scripts, and we are doing get elements by tag name script. So this should return a bunch of tags, but somehow it says this is undefined. So let's go ahead and console this and figure out why. Okay. All right. So we get actually the HTML collection, but now it says that the parent node is undefined. So let's see what the parent node is. So this is debug. We're gonna be able to debug our application. So let's say parent node, and let's see why that is not. It says undefined. Okay. All right, that makes sense because what we are doing is wrong actually. We have a HTML collection. We actually want to get the first one first. Okay, let's get one of these, and then we can do the parent of that. So let's call the first one. Let's say let script equals to script on page, and we get the first one here, right? And now we can do the parent of the script and change this to script. Okay, so now it should work. Well, at least I think it should work. So what's going on? Insert, no, I think it's not saying that yet. Okay, so cannot read property of, all right, insert before of undefined. It says scripts on page is undefined. Oh, my bad, actually. This actually needs to be script, right? Not because we are getting the parent node of this script, and then we are inserting our own Google Maps script before that one. So now it should be fine. Okay, so now it is fine. There's some other error that we're having. Google Maps, I think, yeah, we don't have. Okay, so it says, so yeah, so now Google Map is looking for init. The script is loaded. Let's confirm that. So you look at the script here, it's loaded. We don't have our API key yet. We put it there, but one thing is that it's looking for the init map function, and it's going to look for that init map function on the Windows object. Okay, but currently we don't have that defined here. Okay, so what we're going to do is that right here, we're just going to go ahead and say window dot init map equals to what, equals to this dot init map. Okay, and now it should be, we should not have any error. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and add our API key. Okay, let's go ahead and add our API key, and I have one that I can use. Now this will not be probably available by the time you have this video, but we can use it for now. So now our map should be loaded, but somehow we are not seeing anything. And usually this is a common error because your if we go ahead and look at a map, you see that the height is 0, right? Actually, so we can actually find out from here. So we can actually set our height here. Let's set our height to something else. Yeah, so you see it's already showing. Let's say send it to 100%. Actually, I usually just do view height. And that usually would work. So we know, so our app is loading. Okay, this actually we won't do it here. We do it in our CSS. So that is how we load our map. And the next thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna go ahead and structure our app into components. Okay, and this is where it gets more exciting.